That's where I am with the first one.
Really? Somewhere along the way. I'm the only one. Linda and Jay. Oh, dear.
That doesn't sound good.
The iconic nature of the sign.
What were you thinking this week? So Betty Anderson, beautiful city in the country or song. I like you guys run some tours. Where were you in England, Ireland? Just in Dublin? Did something Galway? Trust
You guys wanna find a seat, we'll be starting as soon as Kenny gets over here.
Yeah, it wasn't
Tom
me.
Hall is-
Raising the prices. Unreasonable amounts.
I'm thinking of what we do with even with that,
Yeah.
there's a setup charge.
Yeah.
But they don't have to design
It is one of those.
things in that. So I don't.
I'm curious to see.
It's located.
So there was a guy with a flyer and the Duke station, so actually, included conflicts. And his fiance. That was a huge conflict.
All right, it's 7:00, we're gonna call the meeting to order. Everybody's here except Jesse Casino. So I could have everybody stand and face the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
minutes of the previous board meeting.
I move to approve the minutes of previous board meeting.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the previous board meeting. Is there any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say aye. No opposed. Clerk's report?
All right, I have distributed all the liquor licenses and operator licenses, that has gone out. I have spoken with Perry Shuga. We will, for the open book and border review, the open book will be Thursday, July 31st, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. The border review will be Thursday, August 7th, also from 9 to 11. The open book is a good time to meet the assessor if you have questions or concerns about your assessment, because you can talk directly with her. She can make changes to your assessment there. And that is a good time to have those changes made. The border review is, pardon?
Dates again.
Yeah, good.
Okay, Thursday, July 31st is the open book. That's from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And Paul will put this on the web too. And also, your assessment sheets that you will receive in the mail will have that on there too. So then the border review is Thursday, August 7th, from 11 to 9 in the morning as well. The border review is quasi judicial, so it's very formal in that sense, so, and you have to have proof to prove your assessment is incorrect, or the assessor is incorrect as well. So your chances are much better to go the open book and speak directly.
Alright,
I'm sorry, you actually said 11 AM to 9 AM to 11 PM?
No,
Oh.
AM.
Okay, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
Sorry.
the treasurer's report.
I'll move that we approve the treasurer's report.
I'll second.
Motion is made and seconded to approve the treasurer's report. Is there any more discussion? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say aye. No opposed. Board comments? Correspondence? Do you have any committee reports?
Well, the SDR committee met and we're going to recommend that the two short-term rentals on the agenda will be approved, but we can wait for that, so yes.
All right, anything else?
The bicycle maintenance.
Oh, yes.
You can address that.
Well, Parks and Lands did it.
But the Parks and Land was involved with it. Well, it was going, done, so. Anyway, it's installed down by the washrooms. Went well.
Have you seen anybody using it? I use it to make sure it works and stuff, but
Did they use it for the bike?
I'm not sure. I was in Oxford. Registration.
Anyway.
Yeah, and thanks Doug.
Yeah, thanks to Doug. and, Paul.
Any other committee reports? Sanitary district? No one has anything for Mark?
I know they're waiting, they've got the engineer doing the paperwork that the DNR requested. Yes. That's where that's at.
Okay. Public comment period. Any public comments? Roger?
Just before the meeting, I distributed a senior housing work group update. And just in a few words, it consists of history. And as you recall, we have settled on a concept of 68 units in row houses of somewhere between 3 to 4 units. In order to develop a complete proposal, we need to do some work on, let's say, the proposed site. We have identified a potential site. Just for your information, and it says in the document, the property right across from the C-store, along Superior Avenue, from Highway C, on the east side of Superior Avenue, the first 3 or 4 lots. But we're not locked into that property, we're open to other property. In order to protect our, let's say, our interest in the money we had invested in the investigation of the property for surveys, so forth and so on, we'd like to enter into, and we'd like the Bayfield County Housing Authority to enter into a letter of intent with a proposed seller. So that's in essence of what this thing talks about. But before we ask the Bayfield Housing Authority to enter into such a letter of intent, we would like a letter of support from the board, the county, our board. And so in order to affect that, we request that we have an agenda item on the August board meeting. Maybe you could ask us any questions, concerns you might have about us going forward, and entertain the idea of such a letter of recommendation, a letter of support. And between now and then, I would draft up a letter of support for your review. And perhaps some more information. And I appreciate any comments, questions you may have, and I'll take them at any time. Thank you.
Thank you. Matt?
So, this is to address the closing out of Superior Avenue, but the Siswick Farmhouse is in full support of getting back to the old block party that we used to have. So, and the other public comment is kind of a road foreman thing. The address signs, mowing, the address signs are the homeowners, or the firemen, or your homeowners, you guys are responsible for keeping them visible. I mean, because otherwise, the mower doesn't do nice things to them. So if there's brush and stuff like that, it's not like I'm not doing it, I'm just, the other option is just gonna be a pile of tin. on the ground.
Any other public comments? All right, moving on, skipping old business as we have none. New business, we need a picnic license for the Cornucopia Fire Department for Corny Day.
I move that we approve their request for license.
I'll second.
The motion is made and seconded to approve a picnic license for the Cornucopia Fire Department. And for, I guess I should add, for anybody that's not aware, that's so that they can sell beer for the fundraiser on Cornucopia Day. So is there any more discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say aye. No opposed. All right, item number 2, I'm going to have Gordy chair this one because I'm involved, so I'll just describe it and then you do the rest. So we are asking that the town approve us closing off Superior Avenue for after Corny Day to have music in the street. And as of now, we would go from the coffee shop south because they want to have stuff set up in front of their building as well. So it would be from there almost all the way to County C, basically to County C. So that is a request. Is there any questions?
What is the time?
Basically 3 to 11.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Yes.
Not 3 a.m. I remember those days. I do too. Flag.
Okay. All right, we need a motion to approve closing off Superior Avenue on Cornucopia Day from basically from almost from 13 to County C from 3 to 11. And that, let's see, what's the date of Corny Day?
It's nice.
The 9th, so the 9th of August. So anybody like to make a motion?
I so move.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We used to do that a long time ago.
Okay, thank you. Advertise for proposals for a roof over the Liberty. Paul, you drafted a
Yeah,
simple.
this is a follow-up to what we approved last month. On further thinking, it might be nice if the contractors came up with their own kind of drawing of what the shelter would look like, as opposed to us telling them the exact specifications of what we want. So, the minimum, they need the length, the width, the height, and invite them to go down, take a look at it, and give us a proposal, a drawing, and an estimate of what the cost would be. I thought that would be maybe we might get some ideas that we hadn't thought of. We might get some really, really nice designs for that, so. I'm not sure that it needed, if it needs a separate motion or not. I wasn't sure. I just put it out there for you guys' attention.
Well, I guess maybe we should make a couple decisions on that or something. The problem with that would be is everybody's gonna be giving a price on a different thing. So, like say, maybe the cheapest bid has shingles and we don't want shingles. So, but we can, I think, make the decision to advertise for that, and we can, you and I, like we were gonna do, I didn't do it, but write up a simple list of things that we want. And you can get, I know you talked to the Parks and Lands before, I don't remember if you guys had any ideas on specifications like color or.
I think we wanted the roof to match the green shed, if I remember correctly. That was about the only
Yeah,
thing
I
they
think
came
I'd
up
say
with.
that was closer to it.
That's about the only thing that probably is kind of important,
Yeah.
but we could have just a few simple things like that.
Okay.
And then see what we get. So we can advertise for it, and then whoever contacts you, you can give them the rest of the information.
Right. Okay,
Does that make sense?
sounds great.
Okay.
I agree. I think you need to limit it because otherwise you're gonna get stuff all.
Well, I don't know how many bids we're gonna get.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
I'm
if-
very,
if, you know,
very
you may only
concerned
get
about getting
one or
any,
two. Yeah.
anything.
As busy as people are.
Yeah, I would, that, to me, that would be a fine problem to have.
Yeah.
To have multiple bids, to have to figure out which design we liked and stuff like that. But what you're saying makes perfect sense to me.
Well, as long as we're here, let's just make a motion to advertise for proposals.
So I move we advertise for proposals for a roof over the Liberty, and include, enough information so that there'll be some consistency from the bids.
I'll second your motion.
The motion is made and seconded to advertise for proposals. Is there any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, say aye. There is no opposed. Short-term rental applications.
The short-term rental committee met and we had two applications. One was from Lisa Janowiak on Mountain Ash Road. And she was pending an agent and the $500 fee for the agent. Today, she has an agent and the check's in the mail. So I recommend that we approve, our committee recommended that we approve the Lisa Janowiak short-term rental. And then Betty Anderson in Sawgrass, her application was complete, and our committee recommends that we approve that one as well. So I'll move that we approve the short-term rental applications for Lisa Janowiak and Betty Anderson.
Could we make that pending the check?
Yes.
Okay.
The Janowiak has been pending the agent's check.
I'll second the motion.
The motion's been made and seconded to approve both short-term rental applications pending the check for the first one, for the resident agent, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say aye. There is no opposed. All right, SCCU bank account status. Janice, what did we have there?
Excuse me, the account was for the CDs that we had purchased back in 24. And the one, there was a 12-month one that we canceled, or that we cashed out. We kept the account open just in case there was a need to buy another CD. But the account, the business account had to be opened, couldn't be opened until we had a personal account. So that business account tied to my personal account. So, Mary Beth, were you ever able to get access to that account on your website? No. I was the only one who was able to get access to it And I would open up my personal and the business was there and I didn't want to have anything to do with that, so,
It's on.
yeah, and I wanted to, yeah. And then if it's left vacant or if it's, nothing's happening to it, in 6 months, the town gets charged for it. So, yeah, I closed it and, transferred or got the check and put it right into Chippewa Valley. And, so I did that before the town would be charged for, inactive account. So,
And, yeah, in order to create the account, $5 had to go in,
right,
and then there was $5 deposit every so often, I think both
just to keep it active.
$25 was
Yes,
still in there,
yes.
so that was then moved into the general fund.
So that was done. As
Yeah,
a-
it's already been done, so we're just doing it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, I think the treasurer should be able to do that.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
I didn't
within
want
your,
to, I didn't want.
your duties.
And if we need another CD,
And you go hunting again.
Yeah.
Find out who's got the
Exactly.
best deal.
yeah,
All right, sounds good to me.
thank you.
Is there any questions or discussion on it? All right. Moving on to the flowing well gazebo. Mary Beth forwarded the email to all of us a while ago, probably a month ago. And I should have resent it, but we have time, so. I think we should have you or bring that to the Parks and Lands and look at what we need to do. Because this time of year, I think we can just count on doing something with it next year, planning for next season.
Yeah, I know it's been kicked around quite a few times. And I mean, what we talked about was that pipe needs to be bigger. In order to accomplish that, we're gonna probably have to lift that slab and re-pour that slab because it goes right underneath it.
That's just wood.
Huh?
I don't think there's concrete there.
Oh, I'm talking about right out here. You're not talking here. You're talking down there.
Flowing
Oh, flowing
well,
well. I'm sorry. I'm thinking here, because I know we needed to do something on this too. That's all. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
My
So
mind was somewhere else.
in the recommendation from, I don't know, I can pull it up here. Can't remember who exactly. It was the county and the DNR, I believe both were listed on this, but there was a couple things, issues they had with the flowing well. The gazebo itself and the well. The overflow needs some work. It didn't quite meet what they want, and also the drainage wasn't adequate for what they want, because it drains towards the building, which is, there's not a whole lot of drainage down there anyway, but basically that building needs to be picked up and or rebuilt.
Shoot, we just put it on.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if it would, if that will be feasible to pick that old building up, that structure, so. But, like I say, I think we have time to work on it. It's not a huge deal to do it, but it's just, everybody's busy and I don't know how it would work right now, so. I'm gonna resend this email and then Parks and Lands can look at it and you can come up with a plan, or, I mean, we'll all go back and forth and see what we come up with, but just to start thinking about it for next season.
Can you include me in that email too?
Yes,
Thank you.
so that's all I have on that.
Great.
Okay.
It's not a huge deal, but we need to start planning.
Well, the county and the DNR,
Yeah,
they have the
They
ability
haven't-
to find us.
yeah, they didn't give us a bill.
No, there was nothing listed on this. Do you remember, did you see anything?
Yep, no, I did not see that.
I didn't see it.
So, that's all I have on that. Questions, comments? If not, I'm gonna move on to public comment period again. Good. Public comments? Yes.
What, as far as you say the overflow is just kind of collecting underneath the building? Could we run a pipe down towards the beach? I mean.
That's what
is
they're
there-
recommending. In the email, they have pictures and examples of what they're talking about.
Okay,
So they have a couple of letters with pictures and everything, so it's pretty much spelled out, but it's just how we wanna go about accomplishing it. It's not that big of a deal. It's not much of a change from what we have, but they do want us to do some work there, so.
okay.
You guys can
The
take a
water's
look at it.
ponding.
Yeah.
Well, we used to have, the pipe used to go all the way
Yeah,
down.
what happened to it?
Yeah.
Well, they're looking at, and once again, you can get back to the planning stage of it, but it's like 25 feet minimum away from the building. And basically, we need to fill in where there's all water pooling there. The way it flows through the floor and everything doesn't meet what they want, because you don't want water ponding around a well anyway, because it could potentially leak down casing and so on, so. Basically, the building either needs to get picked up and put some rock down or something to fill that in, set it back down, or build a new building, I don't know. But that's kind of what we have to do.
I think what happened was, too many people were playing on the pipe, jumping on it, jumping up and down it, and it broke. Probably remember correctly, because when we were kids, the pipe went all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was up, yeah. We might go just go underneath, throw the backhoe and just excavate it to see if we could tap into the existing pipe. If there is one.
So I reran that pipe once already. When we did that, we got rid of the old overflow that we made the trough that went down to the lake, because the lake was really high for a few years. And the first way to close down a public well, it had a flood. So we were underwater, so we put the set pipe through the dune into the lake discharge and blocked off that old water that used to run down there. And that has worked somewhat. Although there's people that are upset with not having that cold water back before you get to the lake. But there is drainage issues down there. It's the Swenson Pavilion's underwater. After we get a rain event, we have water issues there, and all the water runs to the river and then into the lake. It's a long way around. So elevation would be huge. Adding onto the building, putting a higher elevation so you could get positive drainage away from the building is the only solution. I mean, it really is, unless you're gonna put a pump in there. So, but it's not unsolvable, just to take a little money all the time. So,
Public comments?
On this same topic, I recall that a few years ago, or maybe even the last year, public health was a little concerned about something about our drainage out here.
Yeah, that's
I
what
don't know.
that's what I was
Okay, and I don't know if
thinking
that
about.
ever got resolved. I don't even really know what,
I took care of it.
okay.
You did,
What I was gonna say is if we have to bring somebody else in, to help resolve down the shed, then we should address both at the same time if there were issues still with that. But if it's done, it's done.
just curious, Matt, what did you do then?
Had to change the pressure valve down, the gauge down on the pump, and that little bit of a ditch in front of our concrete steps.
Okay,
And then the
Yeah, I just
reason why
didn't know.
overflows every once in a while, because at one fire training, a certain Herbster volunteer fire department guy backed up edge of the pavement and crushed that after it was wet. So the overflow tube should be replaced at some point, but we have a concrete slab that's over top.
right, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I would still love a spigot on the one out here, because now we don't have water in the back of the building either. Something happened where that spigot is pulled out of the wall. It's just, there's a hole in the wall. I don't know if you,
So you can't put a hose on
pardon me?
it? You can't put a hose on back there?
There's no spigot. There's a hole in the wall.
Oh,
I just discovered that last week when I was trying to water the plants out here by the back steps. And I went to put a hose on there and there's nothing to put a hose on. So I don't remember how long it's been like that because it was okay last fall. So,
We had to run a hose.
although actually it was turned off most of the summer
that's
last year.
something that would be
It wasn't usable then either, but there was a spigot there.
that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. So,
Public comments? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All right, the motion is made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say aye. There is none opposed. Thank you for coming.
That's good.